A very simple course on how to make such a 3D model in a Blender if you are just a beginner. We will tell you in detail without unnecessary information, and you can create a similar 3D model step by step with us. And so, first we create a cube. To do this, hold down the Shift plus A keys, select the mesh cube. At the top left, let's choose Edith Mod. That's where we'll work. Now I'll tell you which keys are responsible for moving around the stage so that you can work comfortably. Right now you can see how you can move around the stage and which keys need to be combined for this. I advise you to train and try everything. Believe me, it will save your time and be very convenient. Also at the top right, we have the ability to switch the view of the plane. This will be useful to you if you want to do something very precise and smooth lines and angles are important to you. How to model. Select the entire object and press the A key to do this. Let's add a modifier in the right menu. We need the mirror modifier. Now our model will be reflected symmetrically, which will save us a lot of time to create an even symmetrical model. We also need to enable clipping mode so that the model is not something separate from its partner. Now we see that our halves are connected without defects. Now that everything is set up, you can start modeling. At the top left, we can see a small menu where you can choose what exactly we will highlight: points, lines, and planes. I have selected a plane for now. Using the S button, I will zoom out. Now using the arrows, we can move what we highlight. To lower it exactly along the axis, press the button on the keyboard with the name of the axis, whether it is Z, X, or Y. Now select the lower plane and press the E button and start pulling to the bottom. This button will create new polygons for us. I'll use S to reduce it again to give it an oval shape. We select everything using the A button and bring our halves closer. We got such a head. Now let's work with dots. Change the selection mode in the top menu to dots. Now we can change and move the dots. I'll change it a bit to give a better shape to the head. Add more circles. Now let's make a neck. For this, we select the plane from below again. Switch the mode back to the plane. But now we're using the tool in the left menu, Insert Face. We pull the yellow circle and then use the arrows to move to the reflected part. Now press E again and stretch our neck down. Now I'll pull out a part again, but this will be the beginning of our torso. I'll use S to increase my shoulders. Our torso turned out to be too thick. Let's switch to the line selection mode and fix it. We select the edges of the shoulders and bring them closer to the head. Now select the plane again and continue to stretch the body. Periodically separate the model using the mouse roller to assess the proportions of the body. Select the line again and add shoulder width. Let's reduce the breast a little. Now we combine the selection of points and lines to convey the shape you need. Now let's work on our hands. In the left menu, we have a knife tool that can split a plane and add a line. Using a knife, we select 2 points and press Enter, and our separation appeared. Now select this plane and extend your hand using the E button and use S to reduce its size. Now we pull it out and move on. Let's pull it out one last time. It will be our brush. Now by selecting the line selection mode, we change our hand, making it more real. Extend your elbow a little. Add a slight bend. Combine the selection of a point and a line for a better shape. I've accelerated the process as it's up to everyone who sees it. We use the knife again so that we can pull out the thumb. Using the E button, I pull out my finger and edit the scale again. So our hand is ready. Let's continue making the body. The rules don't change. We also use plane selection and extend the body further. Enlarge it a little bit since our hips start. Now the important point is to stretch our legs. We need to disable clipping mode so that our model splits. Now when we pull them out and separate them, they will be separate. Well then, everything is the same. Stretch, scale, combine lines and points, move, highlight, and so on. I have accelerated this process because you should have memorized the main points that you need to know about the control keys. To make a good model, I advise you to use visual examples of what a person looks like. You can just find them in Google search. To do this, write in the search, a sketch of the person from all sides, and you'll find something like this. Now that our low poly model is ready, we can add smoothness to it by adding the subdivision surface modifier. In the right menu, add a modifier and add values. The higher, the smoother. It is clear that our brush has become somehow small. It can be fixed. Let's go back to Edith mode, select the brush and use the S button to zoom in. This way we can change if we don't like something after smoothing. That's it. It was a simple tutorial for beginners in Blender on how to make a simple 3D personage. I hope thanks to this video you managed to create your first 3D man. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. There are many lessons on Blender 3D.